So, after uploading my review of the Soundcore Life Q35s, which you can watch by clicking the eye above my head, a company called Cleer got in touch. They are another performance audio company, and the guy who contacted me said that they had something that was a, quote, worthy competitor to the Q35. So, some fighting words there. So I said I'll be the judge of that if you send me a pair, and they have. So allow me to introduce you to the Cleer Enduro ANCs. At £149 or $149, they're just a smidge more expensive than the Life Q35s, but still fall into that category of being a wireless pair of noise cancelling cans under 150. So let's answer the obvious questions here. Are they better than the Soundcore Life Q35s? And more importantly, are they worth it? Let's get into it. Hey up, and welcome to New Rising Media, your home of hands-on reviews and gloves-off opinions about tech and gaming. I'm Jason England, all-round nerd journalist, and I thank you right there for taking the time out of your busy day to check out this video. Cheers. Right, the Cleer Enduro ANCs, the second pair of over-ear headphones that I've reviewed on this channel that is quickly becoming a channel that reviews a lot of portable audio products. Like seriously, I'm definitely building up a pretty nice bank of recommendations across true wireless earbuds and headphones. Like I'll pop all the true wireless earbuds in a playlist in the eye above my head. But I digress, I keep trying to do a lot of promo. Let's just get into these, shall we? Okay. So we start by owning the moment. Feel like I'm looking at an inspiration Pinterest meme here. Okay. So we've got a pull tab, and there is the headphones themselves, the Cleer Enduro ANCs. Nice premium construction. These bits are plastic, but it all doesn't feel cheap. It feels like quite a nice build. Good cushioning, comfortable around the ears. I would have liked a little bit more padding beyond just this top bit, but it doesn't feel like it's clamping at all. It's got nice noise isolation too. Good start, good start. Pop those there. Let's see what else we've got going on in here. So in here should be everything else that we need, including nice little thank you notes. And then your Enduro ANC instructions. And when we get this box out of the way, inside here we've got everything else that we need, including a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. A USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack cable. That is interesting. They normally support a 3.5mm headphone jack on these and be done with it. And the all important, especially for as we're starting to reopen bit by bit, airplane jack. Now, for some tech specs on these headphones. The Cleer Enduro ANCs come armed with Bluetooth 5.0 and Qualcomm's QCC 5124 system on the chip, power efficiency, and for high quality aptX adaptive sound. That efficiency leads to a battery life of 60 hours with noise cancellation turned on. That's actually 20 more than the Life Q35s, but obviously we'll put that to the test. Means that 5 minutes of charging can give you 2 hours of playback. Audio is delivered via patented 14mm ironless drives, which, as I learned, removing that metal allows for a more fluid, free-flowing diaphragm movement of the driver itself to provide a clear, articulate, and distortion-free audio across all the levels. And of course, there's the active noise cancellation and ambient mode for awareness if you need to hear somebody sat next to you or something. But all of those specs are just that. They're specs, and you already know what's coming next. What are they like in real life? Well, I'm going to give these a test and get back to you in about a week's time. Right, it's actually been quite a bit longer than a week. As anybody who has a hobby making YouTube videos or general content creation, whatever it may be, will know, life can take over pretty quick, and it certainly did over the past few weeks. But that also means you're going to get a much more in-depth review of these. as I've spent a lot more time with them. So let's answer the key questions here. Are the Cleer Enduro ANCs any good? Are they better than the Soundcore Life Q35s? And are they good enough for that 150 quid price tag? Let's find out by starting where we always start, with the hardware and the software. Let me put this on the record first. These look good. Like, they certainly look a lot better than the Life Q35s. Not to say that Soundcore's headphones look bad, but these have a certain element of classiness to them.
I don't know. Is it classy enough?
The San Diego-based company have made something here that is nice to look at and nice to wear. I love the blue colour used on these, but there are other shades available. And the premium look of the metal ring on the side of the cup, alongside this other metallic ring around the cup as well, just makes it look unmistakably premium on anybody's noggin. Not only that, but as I said, they're pretty damn comfortable to wear. The clamp of the headphones is not overbearing to the point that it becomes uncomfortable, but it also has a decent amount of strength to it, so it has pretty good staying power, and the noise isolation is pretty good. It strikes the right balance between noise isolation and comfort to something that you'll be happy to wear for long periods of time. The buttons themselves are all in a good, logical, easy to reach place, and the use of buttons over a janky touch surface kind of interface will always be something that I appreciate. All in all, with zero creaks, however I manipulate these. Just a really well put together pair of cans, with a deep feature set that we'll go into, and plenty of options for customizability that is easy to go through using the buttons or the software. And speaking of the software, the Cleer Plus app is easy to use and offers a wealth of options for your experience, such as a fully customizable EQ and 10 levels of noise cancellation. It's pretty good. Android users get the benefit of Google Fast Pair 2.0 thanks to the NFC chip in the left cup. It sucks that iOS users can't get this simplicity, but that's just Apple being Apple. But to be fair, given that it's just 3 taps to get to the Bluetooth menu, I doubt that anybody's really complaining. But now it's time for the category that is obviously the most important for any headphones. And in one word, great. They sound great. You get a little more definition to the highs than you get from the Soundcore Life Q35s. Don't get me wrong, they both offer really nice balanced sound profiles, and whichever ones you pick, you'll be happy. But the 40mm ironless drivers in here do a good job of providing clarity to all the levels of your composition and practically eliminating distortion from them when they're all clashing together. Even those genres that really stress certain levels, like screamo music, reggae or classical. Yep, my music taste is really all over the shop. They sound awesome, with the warmth provided for lows to really give you that deep undercurrent to help the highs really shine without overwhelming the midtones. And the active noise cancellation is great. I'd say 95% of the time. That small exception is a bit of a weird one that I hope gets fixed with a firmware update at some point in the future, which is that for some odd reason the mics do pick up a bit of wind as you're walking. Don't get me wrong, I know that there's no such thing as like perfect noise cancellation, but it's just a little bit more wind leakage than I'd want. Just realizing now that wind leakage sounds like a posh name for a fart. So all in all, the sound profile is better. Just tune up the ANC a little bit, yeah? But of course, while sound is definitely the most important part, this is, after all, a hands-free wireless product. They've got to take calls well, so what are these like for that? And given the slightly ropey noise cancellation when it comes to a gust of wind outside, it's pretty surprising to see how good they are at tackling the wind for phone calls. Like normally in headphones or earbuds, if the noise cancellation isn't 100%, then neither are the phone calls, but these are great. I came through loud and clear in basically all of my calls. Granted, I sounded a little tinny at times, and when it became particularly gusty down by the River Trent, I do momentarily sound like I'm underwater, but none of it made me impossible to hear to the other person. I didn't have to repeat myself. My voice was clear. Whatever the hardware and software was getting up to in here was doing a pretty good job of eliminating the background noise and pulling out my voice as the primary thing. So kind of contrary to the noise cancellation for songs and podcasts. You're not going to be taking these off and switching to your phone. And finally, the battery life, and this is a really easy category to sum up. These are the longest lasting over-ear headphones I have ever tried. They promise 60 hours of battery life. I get 60 hours. I actually got 60 hours and 13 minutes actually in my test. So not only are they the best for battery life, they are also the most honest in their numbers. Charging is fast too. A 10-minute charge gave me 2 hours of playback. And well, there's not much else to say here. In terms of battery life, these are hot shit. So where does that leave the Cleer Enduro ANCs? Are these great headphones and should you buy them? That is an interesting question, because for all intents and purposes, I should be sat here saying, yes, you absolutely should. These sound better than the Soundcore Life Q35s, they take calls better than the Soundcore Life Q35s, and they have a better battery. However, how do I explain this? As you've probably seen in my Life Q35 review, my conclusion was, yes, they are great, but my problem was the extra features of it weren't worth the extra amount of investment over the already dirt cheap Q30s, which gave you more than enough features and practically that same great premium sound quality. And I think you can already see that Soundcore are responding to this by dropping the price of the Q35s by 30 quid and then giving you another £30 voucher so you can buy them at the same price as the Q30s. So someone's been listening. Fair play to you, mate. So an extra 30 quid still on top of that RRP to £150 for these, it makes them hard to recommend given what else is actually out there. So yeah, a great pair of headphones. Just wait for them to come down in price, yeah? Anyway, that is gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for watching this review. It means the world that you would check in with these videos, even though I've been very sporadic with uploading recently. So what do you think? Are you keen on buying a pair of the Cleer Enduro ANCs? Are you looking elsewhere for a decent pair of headphones, or do you have any recommendations and stuff that I should take a look at to compare and contrast? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. But for everyone else in the meantime, likes if you enjoyed the video, subs if you loved it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.